Hi, I'm Maestro Mike, and welcome to another edition of Moments with the Maestro. Today we're talking about probably the four most famous notes in all of Western music. Da 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 da! That's right, Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. This piece is so universally famous, it's used for everything, including the strikeout song at Dodger Stadium. So we're going to play this piece at our next concert, the first movement. And what makes this music so special? Why is it that over 200 years later, everyone still knows this four-note theme? And I think it's because Beethoven was a revolutionary composer. He made a huge expansion of the symphony in his third symphony, the Eroica, and then again in the fifth symphony, he pushed the symphony to another level. And so in this symphony, you hear him, basically, it's the music of a revolution. Revolution, it's very much tied to the French Revolution and Napoleon, because at that time in history, that's what was going on with him. But if you think about it in a larger context, it's just a revolutionary, intense, cry for liberty and freedom. It's something that applies to the world today, and I think it still just grabs people. Now, the way he put the piece together, this first movement that we're playing, it's that four-note theme, da 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 da, that he uses and reuses, and he uses it upside down in all different ways to where it's in almost every bar of the piece in some form. So he'll go da 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 da, and eventually da 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 da. He'll going up and down and all over the place. And then when he gets to the second theme, which is da 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 dee da 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 dee dum, the basses and cellos are still going bum 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 at the end of the phrase. So he's giving you a contrasting idea, but he's reminding you of that intense initial pulse and urge that comes from the first theme, and he blends it in with the second theme. And then when he gets to the coda of the piece, just when it sounds like it's going to end, he blasts off in another direction and goes even farther and even louder and even harder into this theme and pushes it all the way out to the end. So, when you listen to the piece, obviously it's very motivic. So listen for the da-da-da-dum and see if you can find it, not just in the melody, but it's in the accompaniment, it's in the bass line, it's constantly being played somewhere. And then listen when you hear the da-da-da-da-dee, the second theme, listen to how he still keeps that fragment of it in the fourth bar underneath in the bass cello, so that you're reminded of that and it brings the whole thing together. It has a lot of organic unity because of the way he makes that first theme so prevalent. And I think that's another thing that gives it its raw intensity. So that's it, and I'll see you at the symphony.